It's Ortega Squared. Welcome back. It's season 2. I'm joined by my co-host.
It's Jaden. Season 1, we had a lot of amazing feats that a lot of people didn't think we'd be able to make it thus far, but we figured continue the creativity and see what we could accomplish in season 2 and forward.
Yeah, definitely excited to be back. We had to keep going. It's a very special episode. Episode 1, season 2. We're joined by a very special guest, Charlie Morton. Charlie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. This is really cool.
Yeah, so Charlie's a prospective film major at DeSales University. Charlie, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, like you kind of mentioned, I'm a DeSales student, Salisbury grad.
Right.
And yeah, I've always kind of had this interest in filmmaking. Kind of started with like Lego stop motions, and it's like, oh, I can actually film my friends and do this stuff, and it got bigger and bigger. I wrote, directed, produced Friend. 2023, and then since then I did like the senior video for my class for Salisbury, and then now at DeSales this year I did a few shorts, including a music video for Cam Pierce's song Mr. Davy, and I just recently finished filming and I'm almost done editing Theseus, which is a short that I wrote, directed, produced, and also starred in, which we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, that's the rundown.
So Charlie was a big inspiration of mine at the end of his senior year, which was 2 years ago by now, which is kind of crazy to think about. Charlie had told me to make something. And this is what Ortega Squared is. You know, from that point, like, I always liked making videos. Like, another big inspiration of Weatherhold, like, I always learned how to use the Adobe products, making videos. I ended up doing the football video that we showed at the banquet, and then we're doing Ortega Square now. We won the journalism award because of it.
The award ceremony, yep.
Oh,
so
yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
But I mean, if Charlie didn't tell me to make something, which I tell other people now, which is, I mean, I put it in quotes because it wasn't my original thought. But Charlie, thank you for that.
Dude, I really appreciate that. That's really awesome.
But I want to get into like what you're doing. So Charlie, his senior year, did Friend. You want to tell them a little bit about Friend?
So yeah, that was my junior year.
Junior year.
No, don't worry about it. Friend was kind of, looking back, the story wasn't really anything special. It's like kid, girlfriend, breaks up with him. He's super sad, you know?
Yeah.
But, that's another thing I'll talk about. But a student comes in on a Monday to find out that a kid who had been bullying him and abusing him was killed in a car accident over the weekend. And it kind of goes into the reactions of the school and the way that people kind of all choose to ignore the wrong things that he did in the school. And it's just kind of examining the way that people will build this kind of false past, and it's like this idealistic version of events where it's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. You know, he was actually a great guy, like all this stuff. And it's like, and it's almost this untouchable subject of like, you couldn't even possibly bring up the fact that he was like potentially a bad person because, well, he died.
I love the idea, like, the effect that you had in your lifetime, like, it matters.
It's what you choose to leave behind. It's like how you choose to be remembered. I want to be known for leaving a lasting good effect on the world. And, yes.
Right. So in our season 1 finale, we had Dr. B in it, and well, we talked about perceptions. We talked about the perceptions that people have, not just like in a school setting, but like in a public setting, like when you're at work, whether you're out in the park with friends. We talked about like the things that you do affect your legacy, like you were saying. Yeah. And the things that you do, like whether it be in elementary school, then when you come to high school, people are still going to remember you for the things you did in elementary school.
Yeah.
So it's really like this everlasting effect you have on people, and people know you for your actions. And I truly believe that your actions define you as a person.
So do you think with Friend, like, you wrote it, obviously, you edited the whole thing. I remember him coming into the weight room and editing the whole thing. Like, then you got everybody to be in it. So do you think, like, you have like a lasting impact on the school?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that if remembered at all, I'll be remembered as somebody who kind of brought the school together for it, because there was a lot of like friend groups that kind of I pulled from. There's a lot of people that were able to be in it, and I hope that it can be seen as a unifying effort of like kind of got everybody together for this one thing.
Right.
And then the premiere especially was another kind of thing of like we can get everybody to come out on a Friday night. Like it was a full house. The auditorium was full house. But yeah, I'd like to think that if nothing else, that if anyone else comes into Mr. Weatherholt's class and is like, hey, I want to do like a short or I want to do a feature or something like that, he can say, well, this is what somebody else did with the resources available to them. And, you know, I don't know. I don't want to be like the dumb inspirational guy that's like anything's possible, but it genuinely is.
Yeah.
And I think that wherever you go, you should always strive to be the most ambitious person in the room.
Right.
I think that what holds people back, especially in a creative field, and beyond just being like in a creative field, but in like if you're going to be a business owner, if you're going to advance your own career, if you are not actively striving to work as hard as possible and outwork everyone else in the room, you're going to get eaten.
Right.
And it's not more so in a way of like, you need to be self-aware. You need to be aware of what your weaknesses are. And for me, I think that's my scripts. I think I come up with decent enough ideas, but everybody does, you know? But I am fully aware that my dialogue, my scripts are not rounded out perfectly.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I can lead into is the production aspects of it.
Right.
So with marketing Friend or Theseus, I can say with Friend, 167 people, you know, we rallied the troops, we got them together, we did this thing. And now, like, the older and older you get, that's like, that means less and less, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I directed a feature film and I'm 55. It's like, okay, well, plenty of people have directed a feature film.
Right.
But at 16, it's like you can market that out there. Now, when I was applying to, say, like, the Naval Academy, you can say, I led 167 people and did this thing. So you really need to kind of lean into what people are going to be looking for the way that you're going to use it. Same thing for Theseus. The idea of Theseus, not just the film, it's like I wanted to make the film, but the way I'm going to kind of get it out there is my plan is to submit to Sundance, hopefully it gets into Sundance. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to promote how we did it for $2,200, and we shot the whole thing on a battleship. And we had all of the tactical gear, we had technical advisors on set, we had like all of the look of the film was achieved for only $2,200.
Yeah.
We had sponsors, we did the thing, and also we did it in one day.
Wow.
12-hour shoot, hour lunch break, hour dinner break, so 14 hours total. We got there at like 8, started filming at 9, we were done by 11 p.m. And we were out of there, we left that night. We had the whole weekend reserved, but that's what I'm trying to promote about Theseus, and that's what studio execs or any producers who would potentially be looking for a prospective director to shoot something, that's what they're looking for, is who can shoot it the cheapest and the fastest.
Because then, like, he shot this for $2,200. Oh, let's give him, what if we gave him, like, a $15,000 budget? What if we gave him a $100,000 budget?
Yeah.
Like,
which $100,000 is nothing when it comes to, like, an actual production. And we shot, this is one thing that the feedback I've been getting regarding the film is, like, the acting was, like, the weakest aspect of it, but overall, visually, it has achieved this look that you would get out of, like, these high-end cinema cameras, maybe like a Sony Burano, off of, we had an FX3 and an A7 IV. Those were the two cameras. We had a 2-camera setup, both on gimbals, and we shot double coverage of everything, so we could just run it through once. That's it. We don't have to shoot reverses of anything, and we moved fast. We moved light. There was no tripods.
Okay.
And we were able to get it done fast while, like, saving time on the setup, because being on some bigger sets at DeSales, it takes a long time to set things up. Okay. So if you want to move fast, you want to move light, small camera on a gimbal, that's the way to go. And I don't think, I mean, there's a time and a place for the big Sony Burano setup, but that's not what we were doing. And I was trying to make it look good, but not in that kind of way.
And you didn't need it, like...
No.
Like you said, like, if he could do this with this, then if we give him triple, quadruple the amount of resources, there's no, like, possibility, like, what he could make. Like, he could do anything.
Yeah.
Right. It all comes down really, like, what tools you have at your disposal and what you can make out of them. Because as we know, creativity doesn't come from the things that we use to make. It's what comes from our heart.
Yeah.
So, like for my example, like my real life example, I'm a musician. And I don't have the most expensive gear, but I'm still invited to gigs all the time, different churches to play. Just this past Saturday night, I was invited to this one church to play. I brought my equipment, I brought my amp, my keyboard, and I played. And my keyboard is like $200, but if you look at higher end musicians, they have like a Nord Stage 4. That's $4,500 as a keyboard. And if we look at Charlie, for example, the things that he makes is with the tools that he has at his own disposal.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing I love about creativity, that it's not what you have, but it's what you can make with what you have.
Yeah, you like being able to, like, even this, like, the podcast ended, we recorded in school.
Yeah.
So we had to figure out, like, where we could record. We don't have that much money. Like, I just tried to get a video done. Someone wanted to charge me $380 for that, when I can do it with all the Adobe products. I could buy every Adobe product for $80 and do it myself.
Right.
But he wants to charge $380. I don't have that. We needed to find a place to record, so we luckily Bethlehem has Studio 11 free for anyone to use. All you have to do is sign up. It's a great opportunity. Like, but this is what we had at our disposal. Like, we don't have a budget for a studio. We don't have a budget for like super expensive equipment.
Of course.
So we work with what we have.
Now, you mentioned the Adobe products, and this is something that I do want to mention and kind of put out there. Obviously, I appreciate all of the staff at Salisbury, because they've been so accommodating for the whole process of, like, just kind of giving me permission to go, like, wander the halls and shoot things and film things. But if there's anyone that I appreciate the most, one of them's got to be Mr. Weatherhold for teaching early on. Like, my freshman year at high school, at 14, I was learning how to use Adobe After Effects. And I was able to kind of build experience using After Effects, doing, like, little shorts and little clips here and there, to the point where now I'm in film school and nobody knows how to use After Effects. And it's just like, that is the most marketable thing that the most marketable skill that I possess is After Effects. Because if anyone wants special titles, graphics done, comp work, anything like that, it can be difficult, but I can do it in After Effects. And I know you have the skill. If you guys have the skills of using Adobe, you are infinitely so much marketable. And Mr. Weatherhold said this. He said this would happen. Yeah. I didn't totally believe it, because I thought other places were doing the same thing. It's like no one is teaching 14-year-olds how to use Adobe After Effects. Of course.
I haven't, like, Charlie's in college. Like, he's figured that out. Like, I remember what Mr. Weatherhold, he said it all the time. Like, I took it for granted, because I'm like, yo, YouTube exists, like, anybody can do this, but in reality they can't. And, like, what I have that I like, in our last episode we talked about, like, even earlier in this episode, like, the legacy, whatever, I feel like I definitely got everything I could out of high school, like, learning all those products. Not only do I know After Effects, he taught me Audition, Premiere, like, Photoshop, like the other graphic design one.
Lightroom a little bit. I learned some Lightroom from him too.
Like, where else would I learn that? And I haven't realized the effect yet. Like, I haven't gotten to college and seen how knows how to use it. But I don't know. I'm really grateful for Mr. Weatherhold.
Yeah.
Probably the best teacher I've ever had in, like, school in general.
Every time I think of a teacher from Salisbury that I was like, oh yeah, I could, like, put my finger on and be like, oh yeah, they were my favorite. And I'm like, but also, like, this person. And it's like so many of them, even for Theseus. Not many people know this, but I had the emails kind of saved of, like, some of the teachers from Salisbury. And I sent out a few emails when I was doing the fundraising. And I said, like, hey, I'm doing this project. Would you guys be interested in donating? And I wasn't really expecting anything, like, back from the teachers themselves, because I emailed Mr. Anderson, and I was like, hey, could you maybe put up, like, flyers, like, around the school itself? He said Morningstar said no, and I was, like, totally understandable. Yeah. But he said that he would put a thing in the break room for the teachers or something. I'm not sure if he did, but I got an email back a few months later from Mrs. Newman that said, hey, a bunch of the staff and the faculty came together, and we pooled our money, and we put together this thing. Wow. And they donated, I think it was like $150-some. Wow. And I was genuinely, like, just, like, blown away by the generosity of, like, these teachers who, you know, like, teachers don't make much. I mean, what do they care about some kid who doesn't even go to the school anymore, you know? And it's just, like, that's the kind of environment that we had. And I took it for granted when I had it, and, you know, always be respectful to your mentors.
Right.
Always hold on to them, because that's where it counts. And I'm so appreciative to the Salisbury faculty. They're all amazing.
I have a sentiment about that after.
Yeah. It's like, if we look at that story that Charlie just said, that it's the everlasting effect that he had on those teachers that came together to pull together money. Because if you're just some kid that's a troublemaker in school, people are going to remember you for that. And like earlier in this episode, we talked about the actions that we have on people.
Or even like not being remembered at all. Like,
right. But if we look at these teachers, like this, some kid who already graduated and they're still donating money to him because they know the kind of kid that he is. They know him for his actions and the things that he did in high school.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't stand people without ambition. Like, if you have no like true goal in mind, I think it's super annoying. Like you need ambition to live. I think, in my opinion. But about what Charlie was saying, I thought I was gonna go through 4 years of high school. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just gonna sit down, not make any friends. You know, like the first 2 years, like I talked to people, but I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I was in a club just because my friends were in a club. You know what I mean? And then junior year, joined football, started learning all those products with Mr. Weatherhold, like super great teacher. And then senior year, like, is when me and Jaden started this podcast. Like, we won an award because of it. Made the video for football. Like, we planned 2 events in the high school. We did dodgeball tournament. We did a basketball tournament.
Successful. We raised
the most money that any like
newspaper journalism staff has ever raised before, and we had the kudos for that. Now for whenever someone has that class, Mrs. Ruiz is going to tell them that, oh, we had these 2 students that did this. Try to beat that, and she told us that with her own words.
And then I'm glad that like we didn't just sit there.
Right.
Yeah. We did something. I think that people need to just do something, and that's how, you know, you're gonna make those connections. That's why the teachers donated to Charlie.
Right.
You need to do something. Do not let those 4 years fly by, because afterwards, if you had no effect, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna say this was probably the worst 4 years I've ever had. Or I even hear people like when I was still in school, towards the end, like, oh, this school sucks. Like, I did nothing. You did nothing.
You did nothing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's it. The biggest thing is that there's no better time than now.
Oh, yeah.
Ever. Mm-hmm. And you need to, whatever you're trying to do, you need to get on it. And the thing that made kind of Theseus possible was it wasn't for a class. So there was no deadline. There was no due date. It was just, I'm going to try and do this. And it started with, it was like, oh, I have this idea of maybe it's like, okay, Navy SEALs. I want to do something on the battleship. I want to do something with Navy SEALs boarding the ship. Why would Navy SEALs be boarding a ship? And I was like, maybe it's like Somali pirates took the ship. I'm like, it's a battleship. Somali pirates aren't taking a battleship.
Right.
And I thought, I was like, well, what if it's something else? What if there's like some kind of like monster? And then I got to the like elder god kind of a thing, like this eldritch pagan demon kind of roaming the ship, killed the whole crew. It's like, well, now we're talking. Mm-hmm. And I emailed the New Jersey, and it was like Thanksgiving. And I emailed them just kind of impulsively, like, hey, I have this idea. I'm a student filmmaker. Here's some of the work I've done. Is this possible? And he got back within a day, and they're like, yeah, we can make it work. And I was like, okay, here we go. And we're into it. I made a GoFundMe,
nice.
Right? And they told me $10,000 initially. But I was able to negotiate it down to $1,000 for one day. And then my cinematographer, he was a junior at the time, now he's going to be a senior, Joey Tangrati, he suggested to me that I try and negotiate for 2 days. And he was like, we have 20-some pages of script, which it's usually translates to 1 page per minute. So it's like a 24, 25-page script is going to be a 25-minute film, which it ended up being. It's 25 minutes now. Okay. But that's a lot of shoot time because there's the before and after of like that little segment of usable clip.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the multiple takes of it, and that's just a lot of footage to shoot. And I think the previous DeSales record for most footage shot in a day was 18 pages, and I think we shot 25 or 26.
Wow.
So
do you have any idea when it's coming out?
So that's hard because there's not really going to be an official coming out of it because I'm going to be submitting to Sundance, hopefully getting it into Sundance, and it really needs to run its festival circuit first before I kind of put it on YouTube.
Okay.
Because if it doesn't run the festival circuit, then what happens is like a film festival like Sundance wants to, all right, let's say Whiplash, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an 18-minute short film that Damien Chazelle did for Whiplash.
Yeah.
Submitted to Sundance, won Sundance, got Whiplash, the feature made, and on the poster he can say, for the short, he can say, won Sundance or premiered at Sundance. And Sundance likes that because then people are like, oh, there's Sundance, you know?
Right.
Okay. And the idea is that it's like exclusivity, and get it into the film festivals, let it do its thing, and then.
So
I'll privately be showing it to people.
Okay.
Nice.
So I think the message in this episode was clear. Like, do something. Charlie is literally making a movie. He shot on a naval ship that
Insane.
like he's like. This is a podcast, but like what Charlie's doing is like whole nother level. Just do something.
Phenomenal.
Like, not even in high school. Like I'm talking about anytime. Like take the risk. Just do something. And I think that's a great way to end it off. Charlie doesn't know when it'll be coming out, but it will eventually come out. You can follow P51
Archive.
Archive.
P51_archive, I think it is.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Go follow. He is behind the scenes footage.
YouTube too.
YouTube.
P51 Pictures on YouTube.
Yep.
Okay.
All of like the stuff I previously mentioned, like Friend is on YouTube, the senior videos on YouTube. Mr. Davey is not on my YouTube, but if you message me or text me, I can send it.
Which is a really beautiful video. I almost was in tears watching it. But thank you, Charlie, for being on today. This was Ortega Squared.
This is awesome. I'm really glad you guys are doing this, and I had no idea this was why you were doing it, but I'm really honored that I was able to have that influence.
We'll see you next time on Ortega Squared with Lawrence Trent.
Yeah.
Talking about some music. But thank you. That was Ortega Squared.
Love you,
Bye.
Lawrence.